Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok, and feel free to text or leave me a voicemail at 702-551-4445. On with the show. Hey everyone, I'm really excited for this week's guest. Brandon Johnson has blown up big on TikTok and IG in 2022, and the one thing that keeps people coming back, at least from my perspective, is his honesty and authenticity. From showing you the old school spots, new spots, ones the locals don't want tourists to know about, and everything in between, it's a really unique perspective on Vegas. He's captured the attention of a huge audience and is looked at as an expert at many of the topics he covers, which includes a lot of real estate, his actual profession, and because, you've lived it. Mm-hmm. I love that it's real. He talks directly to you most of the time into the camera, like you're right there with him. And most of all, he's always giving love to the local scene. So without further ado, with over 126K on IG at Brandon from Vegas and over 254K on TikTok at Real Brandon from Vegas, welcome Brandon from Vegas to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, Phil. I wanted to start by saying, Phil, you don't know how excited me and my brother were that you invited me to do this.
Really?
I tell Phil, every time I see you, what do I tell you? You are like the coolest person in the world to black people. Like, we fuck with you so heavy, Phil. So this is like beyond an honor. Like, everybody's watching me right now because of you.
That's amazing. Shout out to Chris, your brother.
You heard that, Chris? You heard that, bro? You about to go nuts. No, but seriously, thank you guys for having me, man. Seriously, this is, I saw the other videos, and I was like, man, these are so lit. I hope I get to do one of these. And right as I was thinking it, you messaged me, and I've been prepping for this the whole time.
You have been killing it. TikTok, IG, all the stuff. So many businesses that you've blown up.
It's random, right?
Right?
I feel like you. Like, it's crazy being one of the people, like, I used to go to all the places that you guys would post, and now, like, people are going to places where I post. And like we talked about the other day, it's just like that pass me down syndrome where you get to be the people you looked up to. It's a cool feeling. It's
amazing. So yeah, after the foodie tour we did, we were walking around Circa and the Plaza. At least 5 people stopped you and be like, holy shit, I follow you on Instagram. Oh my God. And I think it's super cool that you give them a shout out when you do the story posts or the TikTok posts. I mean, that must be a trip for them.
Oh yeah,
it's really cool.
It's crappy for my views, but it's good for the people who watch me.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your roots. You spent your whole life here, right?
Yes, sir.
You've seen it all.
For the most part, I've pretty much been here for all the stations, casinos, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Watch them demolish. Watch them. Fiesta just knocked that bitch down. But yeah, I've been here since the beginning, and it's cool watching how Vegas has grown. Right? It's so big that, like, okay, so you post videos a lot from the Southwest. I don't know 90% of those places because Vegas is so big now, I can't even make it to the Southwest. That used to be a 12-minute drive,
Right.
And now, fighting through traffic, well, that's 25 minutes. You're crazy. You're crazy.
I'm going to go to that Toro place you keep blowing up.
I was just there this morning.
Really? Looks so good.
Yeah. Bro, I've never had Toro that fresh. Now, obviously, I don't eat the baller omakase like you do, but I've never had Toro that fresh. Even like Nobu isn't as good as that place. I don't want to say it too much though, because I don't want someone to blow that place up.
All right, I gotta go. You've motivated me to go. So how exciting is it to see all this stuff coming up in Vegas?
Oh, it's a blast, man.
Yeah.
It's a blast. Everything. I feel like we have a new restaurant every single day. I feel like we have a new restaurant every single day. And now we have a G League team, a football team. We're gonna have a baseball team. Hopefully, one of these days soon. They keep announcing that, and it's crazy to see little old Vegas become like a big major player. Yeah.
And then, so where were some of the places that you loved going to growing up?
Oh,
they're still around.
Anywhere that served margaritas. Lindo Michigan, classic. Places like King's Fish House. The legend of the Oyster Bar at Palace Station, which is now too busy for anybody to actually go to anymore.
Yeah. It's so funny how the line is so uniform there now, how it curves.
Oh, it used to be a mess, man. I've seen fights break out in that line because people want that gumbo.
Yeah, we would all double fist from that steakhouse that was right next to it.
I want to say Charcoal Room, but I'm probably, is that right?
Charcoal Room,
Is that right?
Yeah. And that's how the fights broke out. I think everyone's just drunk.
Oh yeah, I mean, remember it was like messy as hell. It would just be like it wasn't even a real line. It was just a bunch of people drunkenly waiting around to get their fix at 3 a.m.
So what got you into TikTok in the first place?
Like most people, I'm guessing, who come on this program, it's COVID. 2020 happened. As you said, I was a realtor. I had no way to communicate with people who, I'm an in-face person, belly to belly, they call it. I like doing open houses. I like being in people's face. And when COVID happened, no one wanted to be in anybody's face. No one wanted to go outside. Everything became FaceTime showing houses. So I'm on TikTok showing people houses, posting houses. No one cares. No one wants to watch me post houses during COVID, right? Because everybody's stuck in their house. And then one day I posted the butcher block. Just me like, hey, it was a crappy, lazy video. Looking back on it now, it's probably the worst video I've ever made in my life. But as all the things you said earlier, it was authentic, it was genuine, and I realized other cities weren't open. You couldn't just go to the butcher and get a fresh steak, right? And so, of course, I'm an obnoxious TikToker. I have to name it the best steak in Vegas because nothing can just be, this steak is pretty okay, right? You always have to be extreme, big reaction and all that. I posted the video thinking nothing of it, thinking it was going to get another, 500, 600 views like everything else. And I woke up to ding, 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 which is also the last day I ever had my notifications on TikTok.
Yeah, you got to shut them off.
Yeah, got to shut them off.
Good advice.
Because on TikTok, you'll go from 0 to 5,000 like that, And I realized there was a market for people who really wanted to see authentic Vegas, not just the strip, not just the cool baller stuff, but those people who came to Vegas and really wanted some authenticity, as you said. And we had something like 300,000 people move here. So I said, why not show them the real Vegas? And so far, so good.
Amazing. One thing I love about a lot of your posts is that there's no overdubbing with the voiceover. You do it live as you shoot, and you piece it together right there. And that would save me a ton of time if I did it that way. Holy shit. And then also way back when, posting 10 times a day wasn't really out of the question.
No.
For you back then.
No. Oh, God, no. You see it on the social media manager pages on TikTok now. They're like, got to post 3 to 4 times a day. I was posting 10 times a day because I had literally nothing else to do. I had literally nothing else to do. And looking back now, I would never be able to keep that pace. I talked to you the last time we hung out about being burnt out.
Yeah.
And the thought of posting 10 times in a day makes me like my social anxiety will break out. I swear, man.
Well, it can never be the same format you're doing it in now. Like, it would have to be
the way I did it before.
Or
I didn't
just quick, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the dubs because it was like a strategy. When people say to me like, man, your strategy's good, I'm like, thanks, because I don't know what it is. Until you told me, I had no clue authentic was a thing. And I did it just because I didn't really have time. And I was like, boom, here's a thing, here's a thing, here's a thing, video. And like lazy TikTok apparently took off. Yeah,
it was awesome. You pieced it together great. And I love the ones where you do a finishing bite at the end.
Yeah.
And it just makes
money
it
shot.
Real. Yeah. How did you start meeting other Vegas social media people?
Oh, man, it was all at once. Vegas Know-It-All was the first one. She's actually, funny enough, who put me on to China Mama. And she's like, hey, I got to shoot. Come to China Mama. They got a tab for us. We can eat. I said, wait a minute. They give y'all a tab to eat food? How do I get into this shit right here? And so I go to China Mama with her, and obviously that's become like what I'm known for. And from there, she brought me to a couple other meet-alongs where I met people, and then this guy over here, and and then it kind of went crazy the first time I got to meet Unlocked. He brought me in, we talked a little bit. He actually donated to one of my charities, brought me to another shoot, and from there, I guess people liked having me around, or at least liked having Brandon from Vegas around. And it just kind of like snowballed.
Yeah, shout out to Heather DeSalle, Vegas Know-It-All. She's been brought up on the show several times as a person that connects other people with each other, and she's awesome. Really cool. Was it always a conscious decision to show your face?
Well, yeah. My ultimate goal is to sell houses, right? And to market, our company. And so for me, being the face of that always had to be the most important thing. It wasn't until recently, after talking to you and Talls a few times about what certain brands and companies were looking for, that I had to make sure that I wasn't such a narcissist, and I actually included the brands and their information into the videos too. So I'm trying to blend the best of both worlds. But whenever I do you get to sometimes where people, the more you try to actually promote what you're eating, people start to feel like it's branded or like everything you post is an ad?
Yeah, it gets too salesy.
Yeah.
And this is something that we've talked about in the past, how to make it authentic without trying to be like, oh, have you ever tried blue ice cream, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's tough. Can I get that?
Hell yeah, you can. Come on, man.
Thank you.
I'm
First time
telling you.
we've drank on the show, but never smoked on the show.
Oh yeah, I saw Unlocked have an old fashioned. I thought about doing that, and then I said, bro, I couldn't make it through my day on an old fashioned. I don't know how y'all did it. Y'all some pro ass boys.
Yeah, I think a lot of, going back to showing your face, lots of the older school people like me are still kind of iffy about.
Showing your face?
Yeah.
Oh man, now I love it. I love getting to see, because like, I don't know if you understand, but like, I care more about you as the person, Phil, eating somewhere than I do about whatever you're eating. So seeing your face and seeing you, how you actually, because I know how you eat baller shit. And I want to see your genuine reaction, like not the fake, oh, I got to eat this because I'm Phil. I want to be like, yo, did he really like that steak or is he faking it for the camera, right?
Right.
So I like that you start doing full-time voiceovers. I wish you would show your face more.
All right. Maybe it's just me just holding me back then.
It is you holding
Okay.
you back. I've never met a single person who saw you was like, damn, I hate watching Phil eat. Like, bro, no, come on.
All right. All right. So let's kind of get into the blow up here. I mean, it kind of felt like you took it to another level starting at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of conscious decisions were made or the slight tweaks that you made to have that happen?
It actually refers to kind of what we were talking about earlier. I started hanging out with you guys more. Once again, seeing how you guys took it as a profession. When I first started doing it, I thought it was people just did this for fun. It was like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to post. And then I saw you work and you're like, oh, I manage, these accounts and these accounts. And I met Tall and she was telling me, oh, I have an assistant, I'm doing this. I said, oh, this is just like real estate. This is a real ass profession. And it clicked for me to start treating it as such. And wouldn't you know, the more you treat social media like the business that is, the more successful you start being. So instead of just posting randomly, I would see like, oh, my TikToks are cracking at this time. I'm going to post at this time. Just basically started giving the audience what it is that they want. And then like every other, D-bag looking for the lazy way out, I just taken my TikToks and reposting them to Instagram, because it turns out if people like the video on TikTok, then they're probably going to like it on Instagram too.
Totally. And YouTube Shorts and all that
Reels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your IG has been going bananas for you on all the metrics, followers, shares, saves, impressions. Saw a couple of 2 milli screenshots, all that stuff.
Crazy. Well, I mean, I'm sitting here with Mr., freaking 40 mil, over here. I don't know what to say about that, but like, yeah, they did pretty okay. I remember I even texted you excited, like, bro, everything I post is going, Big Jerk.
Yeah.
Big Jerk
went off.
Went off. And I was like, okay, let me see if I'm hot. And I posted another one and it was like, boom. I said, okay, let me post another one. It was like another 10. And then I started reposting like my most popular ever TikTok video. And that's when it just went nuts. Instagram started feeding it like crazy. I mean, how do I say this without sounding like just an asshole? But like I could have posted the worst video ever and for like a week straight, it was getting 100,000 views, And it's weird because you go from accounts that nobody watches and you're kind of just posting and sharing to now like, oh my God, people are actually eating at this place because I'm posting there, and it freaks you the hell out.
Yeah.
Freaks you the hell. I don't know how you handle it.
I kind of just ignore it and just look at it as numbers.
Really?
Days. Yeah.
It doesn't get you after like the 100th person comes up to you like, man, Phil, I ate at this place because I saw your video. Like, has it reached the point where it no longer like weighs on you, or are you just kind of like, oh, whatever? I've heard it a million times.
No, it's cool. Yeah. Thanks. And I'm glad you liked it. Yeah.
See, you're cool about it. I don't know how to react still.
Well, yeah, because it's technically like, less than 2 years of you doing this. So it's got to be, like for me, Paul, it's been a few years, like a steady buildup to people talking to you and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it must be kind of messing with your head a bit.
Well, yeah, you guys all started off, you guys have been doing this for years. You guys were on Yelp. You guys were the OGs of this. So all these restaurants, all these owners, they already know you guys. You guys are familiar with the attention. I still get weirded out when I walk into a restaurant and the chef comes out and they're like, hey, Brandon. And I'm like, oh, you know my name? Oh my God, G. Golly Williker, and I turn into like this fangirl. And then I see you and you treat these owners, we're like, oh, what's this guy's name? What's his name? Oh, and I'm like, how cool is Phil, dude? He's forgotten more owners and chefs than I've ever met. Like, that's why they call him the mayor of Vegas. Holy crap. You know what you need? You need an assistant who stands next to you and just tells you what people's names are, so you can be like, "Oh, hey, John, pleasure to meet you, pal. You're great."
That would be amazing. That would actually be super helpful because I'm like Googling shit like as I'm walking in. He's not lying.
He's not lying. You guys.
Yeah, or look at old stories like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say where,
Sorry.
but I literally watched him do this where he's like, snap, 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 snap. What's this guy's name? Google. It was pretty baller.
Do you prefer IG over TikTok now?
Yes, and for two obvious reasons. One, I feel like the IG interaction is more authentic. A lot of the stuff on TikTok, they really just want the character. They really just want the trend. They want me to do when you're in Vegas, you do this. They want me to just repeat that over and over and over. Whereas on Instagram, they're far more interested in like who I am. They follow along on the stories. They interact. If I do giveaways and stuff, they care more. And secondly, Instagram doesn't constantly ban me for the cannabis stuff. So,
oh, yeah.
Big fan of that.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. Like on TikTok, 2 Chainz, because he has a check mark, can say weed, dispensary. He can show cannabis. Seth Rogen can roll joints. And
Really?
oh my God, Seth Rogen had a video with like 10 million views of him literally with a custom rolling tray. But any of us normal people down here even mention the word cannabis, and they're like, they've had my account on account warning for like 6 months straight.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I love that you cover a bunch of different topics. One of my favorites is the Baddie and Sugar Daddy series, the one that also went off on IG at the MGM.
Do you know how? I'm gonna tell you this, Phil. Do you know how annoying that is? That I know those videos. I hate doing them.
Really?
Oh my God. I hate
that
Cougar. Most popular video I ever did. The video that really got TikTok like from like, oh, he's posting to like, oh, he's really posting. I was walking to the MGM. My buddy had started an event without me, so I was a little pissed off. So I'm drinking, walking around the MGM, and I do the Cougar thing where I'm like, hot young girls walk down here, but the Cougars are whatever. Video went crazy. I never did a video like that again because I'm like, I don't want to be known as like the dude who's hunting cougars in Vegas. Like, that's not who I am. But every so often when you need a jump start, it's very easy just to do the Vegas, like, here's where hot girls go and here's where rich guys go and they meet each other and blah, 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 blah. Like, it pops every time, but that's not something that's fun. That's not authentic. That's not genuine.
So you're just pushing it for the numbers, trying to get the comments, get everyone going.
That's 100%.
Okay.
I'm not a, everybody has a video that they know they can kind of push out, and that's mine.
Sure, mine's my meat rants video. when things aren't working, I
think all of us have used that as a TikTok sound by now.
So going back to business you blew up and Big Jerk. I mean, we had lunch there, and then after you posted it, I mean, shit just went crazy on their accounts, and a lot of new customers came in. Other notable ones like China Mama, Herbs and Rye, of course. What are some other ones favorite ones that they've gone to?
Jesse Ray's.
Yep.
Jesse Ray's a big one just because I love the owner. He's a great dude. You've mentioned my favorite one, Herbs and Rye. But my favorites are the ones that people don't talk about. It's the Black-owned businesses. Like, one of the reasons I like Big Jerk, Brother's Kitchen, places like that. When I can get, those guys don't get as many people going there outside of, like Bullet Head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So being able to blow up those businesses, like there's so many people ready to blow up, a nice steakhouse. We all like going there. China Mama doesn't really need the help, but a lot of those smaller black businesses do. So those are the ones that actually stand out for me the most. And then seeing, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or if I'll get you in trouble, but seeing a bunch of black people at China Mama will never get old to me. I love
fucking amazing. I love that.
I walked in there with Ivy and she was like, Brandon. And I said, I know what you want to say, Ivy. There's a lot of black people here now. I know you can't say it, but I can. It's okay.
Yeah, we were at another restaurant. You and I were there, and I was talking to the owner. He's like, yeah, I knew Brandon's post really did well because, I just knew.
It's okay. You can say it, my guy. You know you can say it. Your plate's got a little colorful. It's all good. It's all good.
Now you have a whole team of people assisting you with what you're doing, right?
A team. Yeah, we a team.
Okay.
If y'all hear this, we a team. We strong.
So why did you start hiring people? Were you just too busy now, or what's going on?
I started we try to do too much at once, and things start falling through the cracks. I realized I was missing shoots for, social media, and then I was missing scheduling during real estate, and then I was missing events for our cannabis company, and I'm like, wow, all these things, I gotta stay on track of one of them. So I realized I needed somebody to post on social media for me. A lot of people think it's like, I know because I used to be one of those people. Yeah, y'all don't know how exhausting it is to wake up and post on social media every day. That shit is tiring. You got to post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You got to make sure you have captions and all the hashtags and all that. And ever since I watched Paul's videos, I started putting like emojis in my stuff. So now it's a full-on production, right? And that shit is it's harder to do social media than it is to do real estate. So I brought on somebody to do the hard things for me, and she's an angel. And then I wanted to do YouTube, so I brought in a videographer, and that's the team. I get to go out and just be an asshole and do the fun stuff and be Brandon from Vegas, and then they do all the hard labor and real effort. And I'm so thankful to have them.
That's awesome. You've also started putting together group outings as well, like the Vegas Adventure Club.
Yes.
What's that been like?
Another stem from COVID, where I realized people hadn't got time to spend with each other, and that's what they missed the most. The messages in my inbox weren't, "Hey, Brandon, you're so cool." It's like, "Hey, how can we come eat with you and your friends? This looks like fun." So I said, Vegas Adventure Club, let's just bring them on in. And then the first restaurant I did with Crab and Spice, the owner was like, "You brought 30 people here to eat at my restaurant. This is great." And because I'm dumb and I'm slow and it takes me a while to think of good ideas, I said, "Oh, you mean bringing 30 new customers to a restaurant might be a valuable thing to restaurants?" Wow, I'm good at social media. Until the Vegas Adventure Club began. And I advise everybody, even if you don't do the Vegas Adventure Club, do your own. Like, you all see the same food, just go eat. Go find a group of friends and eat at that place. Like, you don't have to go alone, just have fun with it.
Yeah, and I think I see the stories, you put together a great group of people that probably didn't even know each other and leave as friends, and I think that's really cool. It's kind of like what old school Yelp events used to be.
We make them wear name tags. We make them wear name tags. Right? Because the first time we did the event, I saw people wanting to talk, but they didn't want to do that awkward, like, "Oh, I forgot your name" thing, right? Because then you look like a jerk.
Yeah.
I said, no, name tags. So you see a bunch of people like talking and like glancing down. Michelle, great talking to you last event, right? And did they do that at the Yelp events? Did they do you guys any sort of?
They did. And the elites used to have laminates.
Ooh.
Yeah, people would carry in their car, put stuff
the elite. I told y'all the Illuminati was real. I told y'all Yelp is putting it right in your face. The elites. I'm here with the elites.
Putting events together can be tough sometimes, though. I would know. What are the challenges?
People not showing up. You saw me get real angry real quick. To my followers who are listening, if you get offended by this, I'm so sorry. When I put out a post and I'm like, "Who wants to go do this awesome thing? I'll set up discounts. I'll make it super cool. Matter of fact, I'll give you some free cannoli, whatever you want." And like 200 people are like, "Yeah, Brandon, let's do it." And then I do the event and like 7 people show up. And I'm like, yo, these numbers seem a little bit off. That's the frustrating part. When it works, you feel like the best human being on earth. And when it fails, you look like the biggest piece of shit. And I can't imagine why I'm doing this because it is such an emotional roller coaster.
Absolutely. The hour before, like, is anyone going to be here? What's going to happen?
That's how I felt on Trucks and Trees. Bro, I was in such...
Oh, yeah.
My heart was like 10,000 miles per hour because so many food trucks were like counting on this. They took their whole Saturdays off for this. And I'm like, if I look like an asshole, that's one thing, right? But like, I can't waste these trucks' money. And that like 10 minutes before when people start showing up and you're like, "Oh my God, this is really gonna work," right? And you go from that transition of feeling like a complete asshole, loser, worthless to being like, "I can do anything." It's such a rush, man. It's like cocaine.
Yeah, so Trucks and Trees, for those who don't know, is an amazing event you guys put on in July.
Yes.
It was in Henderson. It was the battle of 4 food trucks from different areas of Vegas.
And a dessert truck.
Oh,
yeah.
Milkshake wasted? Yeah.
The king himself.
So I had COVID during that time. Fucking fantastic. I was sitting here watching all the amazing stories and all the great people that showed up.
I thought you would just do good for me.
No, I fucking got COVID. The day I was supposed to leave for Boston, I tested like 3 hours before.
I remember. I saw your stories.
Bullshit. Anyways. But yeah, no.
It ended up being really good.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Every truck sold out. No phrase has ever made me happier than like when Daniel Leo, who helped me do it, came up to me. He's like, "Everybody sold out." And I was like, Fuck yes, man. Everybody got to win at this event. That's the best feeling, when everybody gets to win. That's what I like when I walk through your guys' offices. It's a sign of like what you guys stand for. And one of the things on there says it's like coming from a winning position, or like make sure everybody's winning. And like I really like that. Like don't get me wrong, I get to look great. There's not like an altruistic thing here. I get to look awesome. People get to be like, Brandon, great event. But having the truck sell out as well, that's the main goal.
Yeah, huge. Let's get into your profession.
Woof. Oh, it's ringing right now.
I feel like real estate, you're always having to campaign like a politician all the time.
Yes. I am not allowed to say anything about anything, because nowadays you never know who's going to offend it and not buy a house from me. I've had a lady, I'm not going to say her name, I ain't going to put her on blast, but we were showing houses. Everything was great. And then I accidentally said something that she did not agree with on some political scale, and whoop, lost that as a buyer. And it's not that bad until you realize that's like 10 grand out the door. And you're like, I don't care about that opinion that much. I don't care about the opinion that much. So yeah, you do become a politician because you want to just give people what they want. I'm not here to make politicians look like good guys, like by no means, right? Scumbags, but still, like, you get the concept. No matter what they say, people are going to overreact one way or the other. So they try to say nothing at all. And being a realtor is kind of like that.
Yeah. How much of your business is TikTok responsible for now?
Oh, man.
Scale of 0 to 100.
I just told this to a bunch of realtors the other day, and they could not believe it. 100%.
Fuck.
100%. Either referral, either I worked with you before and you met me off social media and now you referred me to your friends, or you found me on social media and that's why we're working together. I also invented a new category for realtors that I've been trying to teach them about, and it's called the social media referral. So before, I would have to sell you your house or buy a house, right? And then you would refer me to your mother, your cousin, whatever. Now I get people I've never met who are referred to me on social media by someone I don't even know. I don't even have to meet the people to get the referral anymore. One person watched my live. They told their mom, and their mom was like, hey, my son said you were great. I'm like, who the hell is your son? But I have to pretend like, oh, man, yeah, Robert, we're the best, man, super close. Who the hell is Robert? Oh, my God. I hope none of my clients watch this. No, like, I mean, I want everybody to watch this, but I am smoking too much of this stuff, man. This is too honest.
Well, they've gone this far. They're already a huge fan. They
You know what? You're
pretty
right.
much
If
loving
you're
whatever you said.
Am I the most obnoxious, rambunctious, over chatty guest you've had on this show?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody's watching. Yeah,
Lies.
lives. You had, I mean, the value of going live for you. So many mornings, you know, I'm doing all the posts. I see you're live. I see the thing going off, and you're putting on a clinic on real estate advice, all that stuff. A lot of us don't go live regularly. I mean, talk to me about the value of going live, what it's been.
Well, one of my favorite people on earth, and I know he's an idiot, and I know he just says things for clicks, but I love Colin Cowherd. I love Colin Cowherd because the man can get up there by himself and talk for 3 hours straight about any topic. Does not matter. He can talk out of both sides of his ass. And so I've always been like, how cool would it be to do like a show like that, where it's just me going up there, putting on a performance for as long as people are willing to listen. And it turns out people don't know jack shit about real estate. So I started thinking I'll do a live class as just a way to, you know, they told me, hey, do a live. It'll boost your videos. So I went live one time and was like, I'm just going to talk about something stupid in real estate. And 2,000 people showed up. And I'm like, oh, I didn't really have a plan to teach you guys anything. I'm just making shit up. And then I said, wait, this could really be a thing. This could be a new way to do business, right? And I started doing it every day. And now we're on class number 322.
Wow.
322 hours of real estate education. Yeah. For free, by the way. For free. No ebook, no catch, no nothing. Just giving it to them.
That's amazing.
It is.
Holy shit.
It is. And the best feeling in the world is like today, somebody messaged me and sent me a picture of the house they bought. They said, I had no clue I could do this. I watched your live and I just bought my first house at the age of 47. And I'm like, my heart. I'm like Celine Dion. It's like, It'll go on this bitch, man. Like it's the best feel. Man, I'm gonna sound like a total pussy on this. I'm gonna be the opposite of Unlocked. People are gonna listen to me like, I didn't know Brandon was such a bitch. Jesus.
It's just for me, just for my.
It's your personal entertainment.
Yeah. I just pick one out and just listen to it. Yeah.
Well, then I'm glad I'm giving you guys the honest, laughable version of Brandon from Vegas.
So my old real estate agent scoffed at Zillow completely. I mean, what's your opinion on sites like that?
It's a joke. It's a marketing website.
Okay.
It's the best marketing website besides porn. It really is. They just it's house porn. They basically are like, hey, I know you only date fives, but here's this 10 house in your face. Come look at it. It's got vinyl floors and new cabinets, and you could totally afford this, even though it's $1,000 over your rent. And people just go on there and they dream and they wish and they hope, and it's all fake. None of the numbers on there are real. In the history of Zillow, they've never been accurate one time in what a house is worth. Never one time has Zillow said a house is this price and the house sold for that price. It's just fake shit, and people love that damn website.
Yeah, they do.
It's annoying where we'll have a house that I'm like, I know this house is $400,000. I know Vegas. I know the area. I know who lives here. And they're like, well, my Zestimate says it's $430,000. I'm like, okay, well, your Zestimate's fucking wrong, sweet lady, but I don't, can't say that part. So I just go, I guess we'll put it on the market and see how it goes. Yay, I'll waste a week of both of our times.
And then at least 70% of society, as soon as they get someone's address, they probably Zillow it.
Instantaneously.
Right?
Instantaneously.
Yeah.
I could send them all the information in the world, years of data, and they're like, well, I saw this on Zillow. I hate you. I hate you so much. I don't mean that. I love you, and I appreciate all of your guys' time and effort and patience you have with me. Thank you.
How did you get into real estate anyway?
Do you want to know the real story?
I do.
All right. Since it's just you guys, apparently. I'm just talking for the camera. Okay. So I'm working at Jenny's dispensary. One of my former...
Where's Jenny's at?
There's two. There's one way on Ann and Decatur by Aliante, and then there's one right over here on Eastern and like by Coronado High School. Okay. Basically, it's tucked into the cut. It's the rich people dispensary. That's why it's tucked in. They like to pull up in their nice Jaguars. And we see y'all pulling up in the Jaguars and Lambos, getting curbside service because you don't want people to see you walking into the dispensary. We see you. We see you. But I work there, and my current boss, thank God she's not listening because she probably wouldn't want me telling this story. She walks in with what is now both of my bosses. And they come up to me, and they're talking to me for like legitimately 45. I'm walking them through the entire store. I'm a great salesman. Great. I'm walking them through the whole store, piece by piece, step by step, explaining everything, how everything works. We do CBD lectures. The same live presentations I do about houses, I did for them about CBD. I sat there, and at the end of it, she goes, "You're really good at that." I said, "Thank you. I smoke a lot." And she said, "Do you want to sell houses?" I said, "Hell yeah, I do." I said, "Does it pay money?" And she goes, "Come right along with me right now." So I left work, went and hopped in a car with her, showed a house with her, saw how much money that house paid, and I quit my job the next day and started selling houses.
Wow.
Yeah, took online real estate classes, passed it in like 6 days, took it online, zoomed through it, got my license, showed up at her office, and she was like, "Let's work."
That's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2017.
Wow.
2017. Yeah.
Oh my God. What a cool story.
100%. No one's, I've told that story to 3 people, and all of them think that I'm joking, that my boss, like this sweet lady, would just let my big black burly ass hop in her car like a complete stranger. But she did. No questions asked. I said, "White lady, you are crazy. I wouldn't let me in your car." Like,
you sold the hell out of it, dude. I mean,
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
You did. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think social media, the job of social media, would ever replace real estate? Do you think you'd ever get
100%.
Really? Okay.
Well, do you think social media could ever replace realtors, or do you ever think that?
Do you think you personally would just do social media full time?
Oh yeah. I mean, truthfully, that's my goal.
Okay.
My goal is through the live education and first-time buyer classes, and I'm going to start doing actual like Zoom classes for people. My goal is to just be Zillow, but like a good Zillow. So people come to me, I ask them what they're looking for, find their criteria, and then I just refer them to agents on my team. So I literally don't ever have to do real estate ever again. That's ultimately my goal. I told you this the other day, and I meant it. I have way more fun doing this with you guys. This is way more fun than selling houses. Like, it really is. And so if I find a way to, make this a full-time job, then shit, you can kiss the house selling goodbye.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat food and hang out with you guys smoking my pen on the weekdays.
Yeah, I mean, I gave my real estate agent hell. I think we looked like 30 houses.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Put them to work. We get paid enough. Put them to work.
Yeah.
Put them to work. I'm going to piss off everybody, man.
No. Not at all. Not at all. Speaking of weed, I love that you're a big supporter of the cannabis movement, which I am too. Legalization had to be one of the greatest things ever in Vegas.
Yes.
2016, I think it was.
I was there that day.
Yeah.
I was there that day.
The high school version of me would die laughing at all the weed I have at home, I think.
And the fact that you probably got it donated. Yeah,
right.
Not only are they
well.
going to give me it, but it's going to be for free. I must be God. I grow up to be God. That's what I do. I'm Phil and I am God now. That's what your teenage self would have thought.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
I eat at $500 restaurants and get all the weed I want. I am officially God.
Where were you when legalization, the day of
Working.
legalization? You were working.
I showed up to
Yeah, well,
work.
it must have been insane.
There was people camped out.
Yeah.
People
That's
camped
right.
out. The line was like 5 hours and people didn't care. Did not care one bit. No complaints. I've never seen people wait that long and have zero complaints. They were happy to wait. They would have waited all day if they had
The
to.
greatest days ever, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And the weed was so overpriced. These vape pens are now like, they do like buy 2, get 10 free. And we were selling them for like $70. And people
Forgot
were
about
like,
that, yeah.
people were like, give me my limit. Give me
Yeah.
the maximum amount. I don't care the cost.
Right.
I swear, I think we made, I legitimately think we made like, we were a small store. I think we probably made like $800,000 in a matter of like 2 days. It was disgusting.
All in cash, too.
All in cash.
It was
And
sick, yeah.
The worst part is we couldn't just walk it. You ever seen that movie where Seth Rogen has to wear like disguises? It's not Knocked Up. It's Pineapple Express. He has to dress him as bro, to deliver money to, this is not true anymore, but back in the day, we couldn't deliver the money to the bank in our shirts because technically we were illegal. So Bank of America wouldn't take the money if they saw our dispensary shirts. So we had different costumes that we would wear to walk into the Bank of America and be like, hi, we work for this company. We're here to make our deposit. Like legitimately had to change
security
costumes. Every time had to change
What kind of
outfits.
costumes?
Different jackets, beanies, hoodies, glasses. Like we had to always seem like we were just...
That's fucking great. That's a movie right there. Jesus.
Bro, the first year of cannabis was the dumbest shit you ever seen in your whole life, man. God damn.
That's crazy. Also, you're a big supporter of Cannalene, which is an infused syrup.
Hey.
I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds bomb.
You can put that shit in anything.
Yeah.
I wanted that to be our brand, but my brother said that was highly unprofessional, so it's not.
Your brother Chris invented this?
Invented it. When
Yeah.
he was, he went to Cal State Fullerton. He's an organic chemist, like genius, like legitimate genius. And he was taking a class about infusions, and he realized he could apply it to the cannabis syrup to create a syrup that you can literally put on anything. And he literally dropped out of college, started the company, and now I work for him. So look who the smart one is now.
I love the website too. It includes a lot of cocktail recipes and stuff like that. Yeah, sounds bomb.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're trying to work with a couple like local chefs who are, I can't say their names because I'm not sure if they're openly cannabis, but Makers is one of, man, quick shout out to Makers and Finders Vegas. Not only are they my favorite coffee, but like they have been beyond supportive of like our company and the cannabis. So like real talk, love them to death. But the goal is that we can put our stuff in anything from coffee to tea to juice, doesn't matter. So yeah, drink Cannalene. That was a quick promo. You see that? I even did a little finger gun action.
There's a lot of good plugs, and yeah, I guess talking to the camera helps. So, what are some of the other projects you got going on? Maybe some people don't know about yet.
Projects I got going on. Well, shit, we got Cannalene, real estate.
Gridiron Junkies.
Oh, those are my guys. Yeah, I do fantasy football podcasts with them. One of their members is actually my videographer. They actually introduced me to him. So it's been a real tight unit ever since. And that was actually my first podcast. It was like a warm-up for this one. That one was like, I'm going to go in here and wing it. For this one, I actually came a little bit prepared before the weed kicked in.
And then, yeah, same with me. I love the round table. I love that you guys had the podium for the draft.
Oh, you saw all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do my research.
we went all in. That was actually pretty baller, man.
Yeah.
Like that's
super baller.
the coolest fantasy draft I've ever done. I was shocked to find out you're a fantasy football guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big football fan in general.
That one caught me off guard, man.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard. And that's me being a bad person. That's me saying Vegas Phil,
you don't know.
Mr. Glasses, Mr. Steak Man, he doesn't like football. And then you're like, yeah, I'm a douchebag Patriots fan like everybody else. And I'm like, great. Love this guy. Fantastic.
Bigger.
Fantastic. He's got a Troy Brown jersey
Troy
on.
Brown, the
He's gonna
original
tell me,
80.
do you know Troy Brown once played wide receiver and defensive back in the same Super Bowl? Bro, no
Fucking did.
no one cares about Troy Brown. Get a Brady
Dude,
jersey.
He's the ultimate player.
Get a Brady jersey
Anyone
like
in
an
the Super
adult.
Bowl, I have plenty of Brady jerseys, but this is my only Reebok Troy Brown one. So, speaking of being blazed, and we're going to do like a blazing 5 picks for this week.
Oh, yeah. I can't prepare, boy.
And this should be really great because when the episode comes out, you'll know right away how right or how wrong we were.
Okay.
Which I'm fucking excited about.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Is there like a theme music, like an intro song that's going to play before this? Like a da-da-da-da, da-da, like we're blazing up, blazing 5. Something like that?
let's just do that.
Okay,
I think
blazing 5 picks.
blazing up. Blazing 5 picks.
Phil and Brandon from Vegas.
All right, Brandon, give me your 5.
All right. So everybody likes to bet on favorites, but that is the literal dumbest thing you could possibly do. So we're going to start off with an easy one. I like Seattle plus 5.5 against the Saints. The Saints are quarterbacked by Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton should never be 5.5-point favorites over anybody on earth. So that's very easy. Plus Seattle how in depth do you want me to go on this? Because you know I'm a nerd about
Gino
football.
looked great. Yeah.
Bro, they just went into the Lions and smoked them on the road.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's a gimme game.
All right.
Speaking of the Lions, we're going to go over 46.5 points. The Lions have scored more than 30 points in every game this season. Their offense is clearly unstoppable, and they get their weapons back. There's no Lions game under 50 that I won't take over, so that's an easy one. What do you think about that? That was a hot one, a little spicy.
I like that.
One?
Yeah, it depends on the weather in New England, though.
Okay. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I have Dallas versus the Rams under 43.5 because they have the opposite effect of the Lions where they can't score on anyone. So that is a very easy under. No, in all seriousness, Dallas' defense is world-class, amazing. If you don't have them in fantasy football, you should pick them up now. They're really good. And then I'm going to end it with 2 favorites since everybody likes favorites. Jacksonville Jaguars -7. It sounds weird, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are really, really good. And they're going to beat the shit out of the Texans. That's a freebie for y'all. And then the Vikings -7 over the Bears. The Bears are terrible, and the Vikings are very good at beating terrible teams.
Are the Bears the worst team in the league?
Yeah,
Yeah, Justin Fields has been bad.
How do they have 2 wins? If you're a Niners fan, you have to be so embarrassed that you lost to Justin Fields. The dude completed 8 passes in a football game. You should be embarrassed. 8 passes.
Boom. Okay, mine will be pretty quick. I got Patriots over Lions at -3.
Of course.
I feel, yeah, Stevenson and Harris are going to run all down their throat. I think it's going to be definitely over that.
Okay.
I got the New York Jets money line over Miami at +140. I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is going to win the game for him.
Teddy Two Gloves?
Yeah, Teddy Two Gloves. Are you a fan?
I like his nickname. His game, not so much.
Vikings over Bears at -7.
Hell yeah.
I love the Seahawks money line over the Saints at +180.
My fucking man.
And mine, which a lot of people thought was a trap, is the Titans over Commanders at -2.5 on the road. Because Commanders have been terrible.
Trap game. That's a trap game. Be careful. Now watch, Derrick Henry's going to have 300 rushing yards, and we're all going to look like idiots.
Right.
I haven't bet this year. I'm going to bet this week.
Is that you?
That is me.
That is who did that? That's amazing.
So Pretty Dunn, who did this wall up there, he was at the Sparrow and Wolf 5-year anniversary party,
Okay.
and I asked him if he could do a selfie of me.
That is amazing. Like if that was on auction, I would pay for that. That's really good. Especially if somebody who knows you, it's just perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome he did that. I was thinking he was going to say no, but
Is that like joy radiating from your bald head?
that is.
It's joy, isn't
This
it?
is about 3 drinks deep. We definitely had a bump of caviar with Brian Howard.
Yeah, it's that or lobster butter.
Yeah.
Y'all are killing me. Y'all are killing me. This is a dope wall, man. You guys have such... It's like a cool mixture of like real cool promotion and then like Pizza Rock. I'm a huge... Like everything on this wall I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, shout out to Jump Force Jump Studios, Paul, Jay, Tyler for putting this all together.
This is so
They
fire.
did. Yeah.
This is so fire.
Pretty awesome to be doing this.
It's
sure.
even cooler in person. I'm telling you that right now. Shout out to Julie Kim.
Getting married Saturday? Sunday. All right. We're about to wrap up, but we're going to go into 10 questions.
Oh, let's go.
All right. Ready?
Let's go. I can't believe you want to hear me talk so much.
Brandon, you spend your whole life here. What's the one restaurant you would bring back from way back when?
Ricardo's. Getting margaritas at like 4 in the morning after you got off from the strip. Oh my God. Bring Ricardo's back. Somebody please God.
Decatur and Flamingo.
Oh my, y'all some fucking real ones around here, bro.
Yeah.
Like straight real ones around here.
My first apartment was right across the street. And I had a swing shift job, so my wife and I would go there at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
The best.
Yeah,
And they
bean
didn't
dip.
care, bro. They didn't care. They had as many margaritas as you could drink. They didn't give a shit.
Man, you're right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so we all some real ones here, bro. This is a Vegas real ones sit down right now. If you don't know about Ricardo's, you're nobody.
Brandon, you're wearing a Killers shirt right now. What's the best song by the Killers?
People are going to say it's Mr. Brightside, and that song bangs, but it's all these things that I've done. When they were in town a few weeks ago, that's the song where the crowd like got into it, like where they were feeling it. Everybody sings Mr. Brightside, but that's the real banger right there.
All right, cool. Top 3 strip clubs in Vegas.
Chica Bonita is #1, period.
Number 1.
Bro, come on, bro.
I've never been.
Only Latin girls is perfect. All right, #2, we're going to go with the classic Sapphires, just huge size, huge space. And then #3, Spearmint Rhino, just because it's like, that's like Vegas legend. If you worked on the strip or were a host, you've had a Spearmint Rhino night. It's classy. The girls are banging.
Awesome. Best fast food chain with a drive-through.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. That was
Chick-fil-A.
quick. I still never been there either. Yeah.
Edit that out.
Edit that
Doesn't
shit
matter.
out,
I don't
bro.
care. I hate their politics.
I'm just kidding. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Best fast food chain. What's your go-to cocktail?
Old fashioned.
All right. Say a young couple can afford a $400K for a home. Doesn't care where in town. What area would be the best value in your opinion right now?
Anywhere in Green Valley or Henderson, west of Boulder Highway. If you're east of Boulder Highway, you're in Hendertucky and you're fucked.
What's the one spot in Vegas that you would love to go to but haven't yet?
Ooh, Jean-Pierre Steakhouse, I believe, at the Aria.
Jean George.
John George.
Yeah.
John George at the Aria. Right there
Yeah.
next to the Bardot.
Great place.
Fucking guy.
Favorite video game of all time?
Final Fantasy X.
Oh, all right. If someone says they have no choice but to rent, what's your answer to that?
You always have a choice.
Okay.
But if you're going to rent in Summerlin.
Why?
Summerlin.
Okay. And then finally, you've got $1,000 in promo chips from the casino. How would you use it in the pit?
Everything on red.
One shot?
Everything on red.
Okay.
I mean, well, yeah, red or black. Doesn't matter. Pick your color, but put it all on roulette. If it's promo, just win as much as you can, as easy as you can.
Boom. Dude, this was real. Do you have any, we're about to wrap up, dude. Is there anything you wanted to plug?
Hell no, bro. I have talked too much. I'm so sick of...
This was awesome. What are you talking about?
I'm going to mime the rest of this shit. No, seriously, though, thank you for having me on, man. You helped me be less nervous. You're a very good host at this. I'm just proud to be asked to be on this show, so thank you.
Absolutely. You earned it, man. It was
Damn it,
awesome.
I want to do some hard shit. Can I redo that, but like hard? Like, I want to be like, yeah, Phil, this shit was gangster, bruh, and then just walk out, like slam my mic. That'd be dope, right? That'd be dope. Fucking asshole.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, Jesus. Till next week.
How long have I been forcing you to talk?
It wasn't that far. It wasn't even an hour. Thanks for tuning in to the Las Vegasville podcast. For more information about me and where I've been dining recently, check out my IG and TikTok at Las Vegasville. Feel free to text or leave me a voicemail about anything you want, 702-551-4445. Stay tuned as a new episode of the show debuts every Monday morning.